A winter storm hit San Diego County, leading to water rescues, crashes on our roads, and flooding. We have team coverage.
Wind and rain causing minor damage and flooding in our coastal communities. I'm Shannon Handy in Pacific Beach with the very latest.
In Ramona, the rain has been holding up steadily throughout the day. We hear from business owners how they're faring and how residents are protecting their homes.
Flooding in the Tijuana River Valley. We'll give you an up-close look at the flooded roads.
Heavy weather is hitting all parts of California, from snow in the Sierras to flooding in Los Angeles.
News 8 starts right now.
San Diego is under its first big winter storm with heavy rain, winds, and colder temperatures. Good evening, I'm Jesse Pagan in for Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Marcella Lee. This storm has also led to flooding and major problems on our freeways throughout the day. SDG&E is also reporting scattered power outages tonight. We have team coverage.
News 8's Shannon Handy has an update on conditions from our beaches, where flooding is always a big concern anytime a storm rolls through. Our Heather Hope spent the day monitoring conditions in the East County, and News 8's Brian White has more on the flooding and rescues further south today in the Tijuana River Valley.
But first, let's check in with Heather Myers, who's in for Carlene tonight, with what's happening outside right now. Heather?
We are drying out fast with this particular storm system. The bulk of it moved through during the early afternoon into the early evening hours, but now that we're at 6 o'clock, you can see scattered showers across the county. It's real hit and miss. I'm noticing a little decent cell right off the 56 there as you're in the Del Sur and Penasquitos area. Now, to give you sort of a broader view of what we've been experiencing since about 11 o'clock this morning, you noticed that rain move in. It was heavy at times, wasn't it? Some isolated flash flooding out there. Of course, the wind was tearing trees down, and we did get a little bit of mountain snow in some of those upper elevations. Again, the storm system is moving out of the county. Where is it headed? Right now, it's bringing quite a bit of rain to Las Vegas, and it will keep tracking towards Salt Lake City as we get into this evening on into tomorrow. So again, throughout the rest of the evening, there are a few scattered showers in our forecast through at least the 8:30, 9 o'clock hour tonight. Clear skies following the storm system and much, much colder air. We'll talk about that, plus take a look at the winds that moved through San Diego County and your 8-day microclimate forecast. That's all coming up. First of all, let's get to our Shannon Handy to begin our storm coverage in Pacific Beach. Shannon.
It's been raining here on and off throughout the day, but it's not just rain we've been getting. We're also seeing some very windy conditions. And as you can see behind me, this is the result of that. You see palm fronds all over the beach area, including here in Pacific Beach. Now, fortunately, no major flooding or damage reported, but residents and city crews remain on high alert.
Every time it rains in Mission Beach, you'll find Bob Ruane outside his real estate office doing this.
The biggest trick is making sure our little drain in the alley is not covered with leaves.
Ruane's workspace has flooded in the past, as have other parts of Mission Beach, mostly because the storm drains here are decades old and get overwhelmed. During today's storm, city crews were out pumping water in known problem areas like Dover Court. Meanwhile, some places had sandbags laid out as they usually do. Fortunately for Ashley Babcock, her coffee stand doesn't need them.
We're okay. We're elevated. We've got a little roof over our head and awning that keeps us warm, so there's not much else to do.
While we saw some flooding, it was minor compared to what's happened here during previous storms. Still, it did make driving a bit more difficult. Elsewhere along the coast, palm fronds littered streets and parking lots. Some cars like this one were covered in them, though it didn't appear to cause major damage. In Ocean Beach, massive waves pounded the pier, which remained open throughout the day. But like most places we visited, it was empty. We did, however, see some people along the coast, including a few walkers, as well as Mark Caparelli. He was out sweeping along the boardwalk in Pacific Beach. Not to prevent flooding, but to keep the area clean, something he does daily.
My trade is pool service and construction, so I'm used to cleaning and sweeping, and I did it for a long time, and I'm just enjoying my first retirement.
And this storm isn't over yet, especially these windy conditions, which are expected to last throughout the night. So if you are out, make sure you use extra caution, especially when driving. Now, for what the rest of the county looks like, let's go to Heather Hope in Ramona.
Yes, Shannon, the rain has made for a very smoggy commute for Ramonans trying to make their way back home. With the rain being steady throughout the day, and the wind has also been a major concern.
I've been watching the clouds come over the hill at my house, and then we just came down here to get some sandbags.
Not taking any chances, Erin Bahati placed sandbags around her Ramona home just before the storm.
I know the last flash flood was really bad, so I want to protect my home.
Emergency crews rushed to respond to rain-related car accidents off Highway 78. Fire officials advise all on the road to take it slower than usual, as the storm has been a mean one.
It's raining really good in Ramona, yeah.
Businesses remained open despite the heaviest of the downpour hitting the East County in the afternoon. Customers kept coming.
I was thinking this morning on the way to work, I thought, well, maybe we'll have a slow day and I can get other work done. But no, it's pretty much business as usual. The people have on their duck feet and they're coming in and we're all good.
Hallmark store manager Lori McCormick says her main concern would be if the store were to lose power due to a down power line in the heavy wind.
I worry about the California drivers because, yeah, they're not used to it, you know. So don't want anybody following really close on my tail.
Areas with poor drainage continue to see pockets of flooding near the Ramona baseball and soccer fields. So why did the wild turkeys cross the road? To safely get to the other side, and these birds were in no rush. Residents hope more drivers would follow their cue.
Go slow. They should go slow and take it easy, yeah.
Cassie Cope welcomed the Ramona rain, but worried about the wind.
I know about up Highland Valley roads, it's really windy up there. It's probably like 40 miles an hour. Palm leaves are falling down and kind of crossing the, you know, you think about a tree falling over and maybe that could be a problem, but it's pretty windy up the Highland Valley road.
And the rain not letting up just yet here in Ramona. Now for a look at how the wet conditions are in the South Bay, I'll send it now to Brian White in the Tijuana River Valley.
Thank you, Heather. While the rain has mostly subsided here in the Tijuana River Valley as we enter into the evening hours, there was a lot of rainfall earlier. And whenever there's heavy rainfall in this area, there's always potential for severe flooding. And that's exactly what happened on Monument Road, just west of Hollister Street, in an area called Smuggler's Gulch.
It looks pretty crazy. I think it hits out of nowhere and it's just flooded.
This place gets flooded. From where you are right here, there is no way you can go inside.
By early afternoon, this section of Monument Road was overflowing with runoff and debris, making the road impassable for drivers. Many vehicles having to back up and turn around to avoid getting stuck in the rising waters.
You don't want to be around here. Believe me, you don't want to be here. This is no way. Stay back.
With the flooded conditions here and on nearby Hollister Street, many drivers had to think twice about whether to drive through the deep puddles.
It could be tough. I mean, some of the roads get blocked with like a small river. Don't really want to drive through that. If you get caught in the mud, you can't drive away.
Border Patrol and San Diego lifeguards patrolled the area throughout the day while monitoring the flood zones, on standby for any emergencies. Many ranchers live in this area around the Tijuana River Valley, and many prepped their horses to keep dry throughout the stormy weather and muddy conditions.
Authorities have been warning people that they should not attempt to drive through any flooded roads, but rather should find an alternate route or wait till the floodwaters recede. Marcel and Jesse, back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you. Meantime, the weather may be to blame for a crash killing a driver in Valley Center this morning. It happened just after 10:30 when the CHP says the GMC Yukon went off Valley Center Road. The man died at the scene of the crash. His name isn't being released just yet until his family members are told first. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. In LA County today, crews made multiple rescue attempts to help drivers stuck in floodwaters. At least 3 cars were seen floating away down the fast-moving LA River. The storm forced crews to make rescues throughout Los Angeles County, from downtown LA to the San Fernando Valley. A flash flood watch is in effect in LA areas through 6 p.m. tonight.
That strong storm has dumped 3 feet of snow in parts of Northern California. The UC Berkeley Central Sierra Snow Lab said they measured 36 inches of snow today at their lab in Soda Springs. Today's snow brings their storm total to 5 feet of snow. That is how tall I am, and most of that fell in just the last 2 days. That is a lot of snow. UC Berkeley says they do expect the snow to taper off by the end of the day. And please stay with News 8 for continuing coverage of this storm throughout the night. We will have all the latest updates on social media and on the News 8 app. We also want to see your storm pics. Do you have any good video or pictures? Just shoot it, share it, and then watch News 8 to see your video in one of our newscasts. Here's how. It's really easy. First, download the News 8 app, click on Near Me, and then you just simply upload your photo or video like you would do to a social media site. Make sure you describe what you are sending and then watch for it to be shown in a News 8 newscast or on our app. Sometimes our viewers get the best video because they're there right as things are happening.
Yes, and safely, please, if you do so safely.